Welcome to Golem Productions. Take a look at the fridge. Get a good look. This is the refrigerator that I use for the Sabbath. You will see that it has no light and it has no fan. That's fridge number one. No, I'm not talking about the G.I. Joe fridge that I sent away for. Now, fridge number two. Fridge number two has obviously the fans and all the bells and whistles, and including the light and my tuna fish. And this is what makes the tuna fish. This is what sets it apart from all the other ones. I love it, so I use that. You can get it at a Costco's. All right, take a look at the fridge in the back. Look at the paneling. Go up, panel, panel, panel. All right. So you just got a tour. You got to see two of the fridges. Okay, now let's get serious. Let me do another setup. Every time there's an earthquake, there's an opportunity for a blessing. Hopefully it's not a serious one, but you're supposed to still bless the Abishter. All right, here we go. This will be the setup. Well, I guess all that's left for me is to get into the shot. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is make some points. What are we not gonna talk about? We're not going to talk about the sphere of creation. It might be part of it, but we're not focusing on the sphere, the creation process, the techniques themselves. All right, so we want to talk about celebrities and marriage proposals. Ladies, each week you're going to get a proposal from me. We'll keep track of it. So I'm talking to Hollywood, all you celebrities out there. Our first choice, Misha Barton. Take a look. This is what's behind all the doors. I gotta work on why I want to marry Misha Barton. I really don't, but I think I could use her as a stepping stone into. That sounds so crushing now, but then it says that treading on, to let people tread on you. And then in the government world, in the political world, it says, I have a fly in the house. We're trying to get it outside, and I haven't perfected. I don't have chopsticks. Oh, well, I could use this. All right, Hashem, let's go. I wanna be like, and I'll keep it alive, and then I'll put it outside. That's the goal. So we have a fly. If Hashem, the Abishter, decides to help this poor, unfortunate rabbi, we'll see. So we're gonna be on the lookout for fly. And then it goes behind glass number one, like this. You might just want to do this throughout the day. All right, so I'm gonna punch, and you're gonna see something. You're gonna hear me cry out in pain. Ready? Mom, I'm sorry. Dad, I'm sorry. Kopi Mendovi. That's Czech for all you Czech people out there. All right, ready? Of course I'm not gonna do it, but you'll be able to do that. You're having a bad day, boom. We can take care of it. Oh, I don't like the table. Crumble it up. Start anew. You can have that kind of dynamic in furniture. So you could, change it up. We're getting a new kitchen. And then they come in there and it's horrific. You can do that. That's punishment. That means stay out of the kitchen, kids. Be creative with your parenting. All right, yeah. This is what I'm doing for my country. So I'm not asking the government for anything. I'm just making country happy. Ask what I can do for my country, not what you can do. You have to think too and stop and think to yourself. See, head down, this is where you think. The scroll, I don't know. Might have to throw out that scroll. People be lost without it. Anyway, so we talked about the marriage proposal to Misha Barton. Just a living arrangement or something. Maybe you could support me, like I could be on your dime. I'll be your agent bodyguard. If somebody you secretly love to hate, you can practice your deception on me. You could be like, I don't like him, but I can use him. And that could be also in our contract. And if love happens, and which it probably will, then we could, take it further. We do you a little dunk in the mikvah, and then we can have relations of the sexual kind. But am I getting ahead of myself? I'm not. No, we're gonna leave that possibility open. Like Misha Barton is doing something right now. She's going to the courthouse. It takes me a while to warm up. Like if you compare the footage, I'm just like, am I really doing this? The whole world is gonna see all 2 views. What's up with that? 2 views? 2 views? No, I don't see it, but I gotta pretend, because I gotta keep it in the consciousness. We put it out. We put it out there. And then we'll probably add some like Philharmonic orchestra to this. So, I don't know. Anyway, so we did that. So we talked about celebrity proposals. I have to look into Hollywood and, kind of like stalk my prey, right? Does that sound bad? Like, why can't we just, stalk? No, I'm just going to be like, wait for it to happen to me. No, you go and hide. And you're just like, what we looking at, popping in the bushes and the trees all about it. And be like, hey, just wanted to say, it's here. This is a choice of yours. You can't scroll. You have to interact. All right, so anyway, we want to introduce our stress balls. This is just rock, and basically what you do is you go through all of your fingers. You want to really go through the pain, and you go from each finger to finger. And if you crumble it, because it's made out of some kind of fired clay in the kiln or something. So you got to do it. But if it crumbles, you buy yourself a new one. So there you go. There's the Golem of Prague. This is the Czech rendition. I hope they can do better than this, because this won't draw crowds. Now will it? It's a lump of clay in the street. It walks around. No. You deserve better. Does the world deserve better? Talk is cheap, but it also costs. There is a cost. So, as a Torah scholar, it's basically like, is speech really free? The Baal Shem Tov said something. I said no, because I don't think I could do it, but the Baal Shem Tov said something about using our words sparingly. So I'm like looking at the newscasters, and I'm just like, because it says when time's up and your words are up, you go kaput. At least let me fall into my bed or something. This floor is slippery. We have socks. We walk around with socks. Yeah. But the thing is, the steps that I take, because it's slippery, so it's kind of like being on ice. Those are the kind of steps, but those are meditative steps that I'm taking. So we loaded up the heart. We're bowing before p-o-rTaL. And, hopefully, we get some secrets We're drilling to the center of the earth, and now we're coming out to the other side. So that's where we're at with p-o-rTaL. I'm just gonna make myself look like I need like mental help. Functioning. All right, so Misha Barton, is that a good segue? All right, now anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go celebrity to celebrity and see, and we're gonna give marriage proposals out to all the celebrities out there. Okay, now for the real reason why we're here. How much time is that? 2. Oh, we have plenty of time. We'll make them sit through it. This is you could look at it as a daily or what is a discourse. Today we're going to be talking about the portal, how to make a portal. And I just lost everybody, or did I gain a new crowd? We're talking about the portal. Look at, this is my halakhic fence. Jews, leave me alone. What can I do more for you? All right, so this is our halakhic fence, and let's get a close-up. Extreme close-up. Hold on, remember those steps. Ah! Whoa! I'm pushing you up against my halakhic fence. The Shabbos kitchen. We already took you and we showed you, there was a point to all this Meshuggah madness. So we showed you the 2 refrigerators. Now, like when you were like sun-kissed, purple stuff, and it was sun-kissed, sun-kissed was all right. I wasn't a sun-kissed. We didn't have sun-kissed at the house. We just didn't. I was a milk kind of guy. And Arnold, milk is not for babies, okay, Arnold? I think I can take on like a Mike Tyson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, bring them all on. I think now I'm ready. That was an aside. I think I can, in the ring, anywhere, on the street. What's your pleasure? Or Mr. T. I know I got Mr. T now. He turned to Jesus, bam, over my knee. Next. So we are talking, I introduced you to my halakhic fence and you just got checked. So how do we create a portal? We talked about sun-kissed. I wasn't a sun-kissed fan. I told you to focus on the panels. That's where we're going to try to generate it. And why did I show you 2? Why? Why did the rabbi show you 2 refrigerators? Why? Because, should I just read it? Or should I summarize it? See, nobody wants to see somebody reading. Well, you want to see my reading Hebrew level? You want to make fun of me secretly? Is that what it is? All right. Let me just prepare my heart. Just like a child getting in front of the bima for his father in a cheerful disposition. So we talked about light bulb. We don't have that. Okay, let's talk about the rulings. Well, let's just get it down to it. Let's do a deep dive. We got points. We got to make some points. All right. So we're talking about the authorities. Halakhic authorities. No, not those kinds. The ones that make you feel really comfortable all the time. When they're in their little playpen, sty. We're fostering good relations with our service members. No, I do left. I'm working for country. We're just on a different service path. Yours is national, mine's is heavenly. Anyway, so yeah, we're in Lakewood, so you can stop on, say hi, and whatever. Just be gentle with me. Don't ride up and be like, I'm like, Get it on camera if you do. All right. So anyway, all these tangents. All right, so the point, let's get right to the rulings. Okay, opening the door of the refrigerator. Obviously, on the Sabbath, you wouldn't open you could only open it if the light bulb was out and the fan wasn't there. You don't want to activate, and this is the deep dive, a switch, so we can get to the electrical, the electrical components of the switch itself, which we will do at another time. Once the wisdom comes in here in the right hemisphere, it comes, it hits, then the Bina, it warms itself up, and all of a sudden I'm filled with understanding. All right, so opening the door while the motor is off, while opening the door while the motor is on. The motor is the sound that you hear. It's kind of annoying. It's like it buzzes. You can bear it for so long, but we have the door closed. So the motor of the refrigerator. We already discussed about when to open the refrigerator. You can open it on Shabbat if it doesn't have a light bulb or a fan or a switch. Then you could open it just like I showed you with the mini refrigerator that is in the laundry room. That's the one that I use for Shabbat. So I should have had a little bit more of a preparation because this is the intellectual stuff. But this is good. This is how we're learning. We're learning together. So you got now opening the refrigerator. So if I had no bulb in here and the fan was off, they would be equal. But as far as opening the permission to open the refrigerator door on Shabbat. Now the other thing is if the motor is on or when the motor is off, when to open it. And it says some authorities raised doubt as to whether this is permitted, and therefore the rule that one should not open a refrigerator door unless the motor is running. And they give a reason. You can come up with the reason yourself. That's your win for today, should you want to. So open it up when the motor's running. But nevertheless, many authorities rule that one is permitted to open a refrigerator even when the motor is off. So, it's not like you're going to be sitting and waiting for the motor to turn on. You can open it whenever. But just the fact remains that you have two ways to open it. You could even wait, too. But now here's the thing. So what are we using when we're making a portal? So we're using the running motor as the hidden backdrop. And so we can use that and we can cycle that. So we're cycling in between the refrigerator and there to that one here. So I thought it would be cool. As an artist, I penciled. I wasn't into blobbing. I wasn't like Adolf. I didn't want to. Speaking of the Fuhrer, here's the thing. So he painted the Virgin Mary and baby Jesus. I have some questions. Anyway, so I wasn't into, the point was I was more into the doodling and also into the comic book, as a comic book illustrator, not a painter. So when I see myself as an artist, it's a very narrow artistic drive. It's just like, finger painting didn't do it for me. But the penciling was. And I got as far as like doing the heroic action poses and stuff. I didn't get much into architect, which was actually Adolf Hitler's forte, I would say. They liked his architecture. Anyway, moving on. So Shabbos. So now we're going to be using those cycles, and we're just going to bridge them, and we're just, as an artist, I want to make a portal. I was thinking about doing the cylindrical one, but I'm also I'm not limiting myself to just one design. So I'm looking at this design. How cool would it be if we just did a little, maybe we should, no, I'm still in the shot. So we decided that, wouldn't it be cool if you opened the refrigerator door and there would be a portal? So now the question is, since we can do instant time, halachically, based on Hashem's thought, so if I was to go, let's say, apprehend a war criminal, I don't know, let's say maybe 1 or 2. So if I would open the portal, there would be there would be an option to see what's on the other side before you go through. And it would be there. There would be that kind of thing. There is a projection like that before the portal itself would open. Again, we're just like deli meat. You know, you got deli meat. So we got the deli meat. This is for The Wrestler. That was a good movie, by the way. I used to do that. When, you know, with the deli meat, so the same thing with the thyme. We just get it, you know, very thin, very thinly sliced. And we can just open it up, fire it up, and we are using Hebrew palette. This is good just to crush it, or even strengthen yourself. I didn't see the fly, but you know what? I left that condition open. Hashem didn't want to make his appearance. I mean, his presence is here. He didn't want to participate. He's in the back. He's way in the back when he could have been right up here in front of me. Again, this is the halachic fence. So you've just been checked. I guess that's, oh no, there was one more thing I wanted to show. Some of this is just, you know, yeah, it's like stage prop, I guess. But we're doing toys. Again, Golem Productions is about golems. Every time I see something on Facebook with like Marvel characters outside, I saw them outside, I was like, oh, we got it, Hashem. I'm like, come on. Is this any more of a perfect time? Everybody wants to play with Spider-Man. Look, Spider-Man is crawling all over the house, even inside. So we have those eternal connections. So basically, yeah, you could call it like Spider Powers too, but we're actually connecting to a level that's eternal and instant too. And we're just modifying levels. That's the theoretical. And I think I have a pretty good house. I constructed it myself through existing sources, complemented by the Shabbos, which is like that weekly rotation. I get a weekly rotation. Oh, that's good. And I was thinking, you know, when you have, what this could be, the start of a trigger. You know, you like squeeze the gun to charge and to discharge. So let's say if I'm building a imaginary gun on my right arm, I would do left because I'm a lefty. That's my strong arm. So, but I wanted to, you know, strengthen the set too. So I could walk around. How do you do? Hey. Oh. Anyway, so this could be the start of it. So you could depress it, hold it, and it just holds the charge, and then it just releases the charge. So you can charge your own gun, like stuff like that. It'll have a sound too. It'll fissure or something like that. We're working with the vessels, static, dynamic vessels. It's a lot of programming. But you can have, you know, and if you want to transform your house, you know, you could have the house, you just run a current through it, and all of a sudden, and, you know, cleanup is like, you know, dust, and, you know, recreate. And how do we recreate things? Because if you look at, there's something called like a refresh rate in nature. So we get down to that refresh rate. That's how it works. Oh, here we go. The thing, Hashem, you're making me look bad. But I just do that on my own. All right, well, the fly made an appearance. Oh, I saw the old fly. I liked it. I didn't see the new one. Jeff Goldblum is too attractive. I don't think I would be able to contain myself. That Jewish beauty on the screen, coupled with the intellect and the desire to entertain. Come on, who can, you know, more of Goldblum. You know, they're doing commercials now. They just step right in. Just come on into our house. We can film here. If you want to use your celebrity status for Golem Productions, why not? You'd be helping out not only me, but other Torah scholars or people who want to learn. Country. I think that's it. Oh no, there's one more thing. Hashem distracted me with the fly. I guess I'll take, let me get behind the camera so you guys can take a break. Let's just do this. Let's get it into a comfortable handheld position. They're coming to take me away. That's from the Monkees. All right, so we got the Manischewitz. So a lot of the meditation is focusing on the wine itself. This is Passover wine. So, even the day it was made is, stored in eternal memory. This is for Rabbi Hurwitz. I haven't given up on some kind of miracle intervention as far as, doing it logically based on the Torah, removing illness. That's what we're hoping for. So that's here. And, we're getting, I got to get a little bit, I got to brush up on my sales. I might have to start again. My approach to people. My approach with Hashem is perfect. And how can you improve upon perfection? You can't. The Baal Shem Tov and the words. I must mind my words. All right, so there's that. So we have that. That's something that's a hope that I have, that a hope that doesn't die, and it's also for not people who are suffering with ALS and those conditions. If we can do some kind of Hebrew remedy, it's great. Right now, here sounds like a siren. Let's see how much I can bear before we can raise it. So basically, I take on sound, how much you can bear. So this would be like, okay, you could open it. And then, based on that output, we could do some logical projections. And you can try to hear it in the background, and then we can go ahead and make that panel, that portal panel. Maybe I'll just have to press fire up the portal, fire up that text, and the calculations that it's needed. So basically what we're doing is creating a portal using a Hebrew backdrop, a background. I'm Rabbi Shy-boy. Have yourselves a nice day and a good week. And join us for each celebrity marriage proposal. We are not stopping until we get a celebrity match made in Hollywood. I like that. Match made in Hollywood. Celebrity marriages. We marry the public. Golem Productions. Scooter.